The disastrous email in question is sent by neurotic Los Angeles resident Wesley Nassim Pedrad, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Saturday Night Live, an out-of-work, motormouth guidance counselor in a desperate rush to find work and start a relationship with an ideal guy. Living in the trendy Echo Park neighborhood with seemingly limitless resources, as evidenced by her well-appointed apartment, the 30-something Wesley goes from dead-end blind date to dead-end blind date, collects information about freezing her eggs, mourns over her dead birds, and takes pride in being different. She describes herself as an acquired taste, but in reality, she is too lazy to think things through and say the right thing at the right time. Enter Jared Robbie Amail, Wesley's next romantic interest and enthusiastic bedfellow, around whom our hopeless undateable decides to become someone else, e.g., act like a grown-up who doesn't always say the first thing that comes to mind. However, after not hearing from Jared for several days following a fantastic date and even better sex, Wesley, along with Kaylee and Brooke, decides to take matters into her own hands. She sends Jared an embarrassing, downright insane email, only to discover moments later that he was injured in an accident, confined to a hospital in Mexico, and without any way to use his technology. What else could Wesley do besides go to Cabo, get into his hotel room, and delete the email since he was already daydreaming about a future in which he would be happily married to Jared? Wesley Daria is looking for a job and a partner and is desperate to settle down. She meets a man named Sean on a blind date. However, he abruptly ends the date when she brings up marriage and children too frequently. She meets Jared, a charming and attractive man who came to her aid after she tripped and fell on the sidewalk, immediately after leaving the date. Wesley, drawn to his looks and desperate to date him, begins to conceal her true self in order to make the relationship work. Jared and Wesley have sex after a month of dating. She becomes upset and suspicious when he does not contact her for 5 days. She gets drunk with her two best friends, Brooke and Kaylee, and the three of them send him a lengthy and insulting email. Jared calls Wesley to inform her that he was in a serious accident in Mexico and had not checked his emails because his phone was in his resort room. Wesley decides to go to Mexico with Brooke and Kaylee, sneak into Jared's resort room, and delete the email to save her relationship. Wesley runs into Sean at the same resort after checking in. She tries and fails several times to gain access to Jared's room and is eventually kicked out of the resort. When she tries to break in again, against the advice of her friends, she is apprehended and arrested. When Sean, Brooke, and Kaylee arrive to pick her up, he agrees to assist Wesley in deleting the email before Jared is discharged from the hospital. Wesley decides to meet Jared at the Mexican airport and fly back with him, deleting the email on the flight. Sean tells Wesley on the way to the airport that she was his first and only date after his wife died, and that he has no plans to date again. He had called off the date because he was not ready to let go of his wife. They bond over the drive, and Sean encourages her to be honest with Jared. Wesley gains access to the email on the plane and is about to delete it when she decides to tell Jared the truth. He breaks up with her after reading it because she lied to him. Wesley complains to her friends after the plane lands, but they accuse her of neglecting them during the flight. When she tells them that her problems are more important than theirs, they break up with her and leave her at the airport. Wesley eventually finds work as a guidance counselor after Sean refers her to one of his friends. She apologizes to her friends, who forgive her after she admits her flaws and thanks them for their unwavering support. Wesley locates Sean, who is in the same restaurant where they had their blind date. She realizes he's on another blind date and apologizes while admitting her feelings for him. He tells her that what they had in Mexico was too serious for him and that he is only interested in something lighthearted. Wesley leaves the restaurant, saddened, but Sean rushes out to find her shortly after. He accepts her proposal and they kiss on the street. Sean's date walks past them angrily, complaining to her mother about her bad date. That's all guys. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe the channel. Hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment,